Hey there, friends. Meteorologist Shane Smith here with you. By the time you're watching this, it's likely going to be May 30th, early in the morning. But I am going to post this up late on the 29th. You can see the time I'm recording this just before 11 o'clock. And that's because we do have a small severe weather threat for Friday morning. And I wanted folks to have a little bit of a heads up as to what's going on. Not a huge severe weather threat. I know everybody is still very, very on edge after everything that happened back a couple weeks ago. But I want to let you know it's not going to be that bad, but we do need to be aware we have a few severe storms heading our way. So, what's the culprit? Well, we have an area of low pressure and a warm front lifting into southern and eastern Kentucky early on your Friday morning. You can see as we're recording this Thursday evening, the center of that low pressure is between Springfield, Missouri, and Cape Girardeau, right along the Missouri southern border with Arkansas. Now, that low is going to continue to lift east and northeast as we go through the overnight into tomorrow morning. That's going to allow a warm front. It's stationary right now, but it'll turn into a warm front, and that's going to lift on north into southern Kentucky through the overnight. And that's what is bringing us the potential of a little bit of severe weather. Here is the outlook and discussion from our friends over at the National Weather Service office in Jackson. I just want to share a little bit with what they are honing in on. And honestly, they're more concerned about the heavy rain threat. And I agree with them. I think that the heavy rain threat is probably higher than the severe weather threat. Just everybody's very keyed in on the severe weather threat. So, as that low pressure lifts north, we're going to see several rounds of showers and thunderstorms Friday throughout the day. Most of the eastern part of the state's under a slight risk, a 2 out of 4, for excessive rainfall. That means there's enough rainfall to exceed flash flood guidance. Um, It'll start early morning around the I-75 corridor and push east by lunchtime. And there could be some very intense pockets of rain. We're talking rainfall rates possibly along an inch, maybe an inch and a half per hour. We'll have to see. It's going to be a very juicy air mass out there. Now, in addition to the flooding threat, there is a low end severe weather threat, a 1 out of 5, a marginal risk. Um, what's going to happen as that warm front lifts in, you can see a few severe thunderstorms develop right around dawn near Lake Cumberland and push east and northeast through early Friday afternoon. Damaging wind gusts are the main threat, and there's going to be enough shear that there is an isolated small tornado threat. And we're not talking like we saw back on May 16th. That was a moderate risk. That was a 4 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. This is a marginal risk. This is a 1 out of 5. So this is not as bad. If we do see anything, it'll likely be a brief spin up, be on the ground briefly, and then lift and move on out. Now, we don't want that. Nobody wants that right now. We've had enough storm damage lately, but I just wanted to make you aware that is a possibility for Friday morning into early Friday afternoon. But once again, I am mainly concerned with the flash flood threat, especially tomorrow afternoon into Friday night. Remember, 12 inches of fast moving water can carry away a small vehicle. So it doesn't take a lot of water to pick up a small vehicle, and even a full-size SUV or truck can be picked up by about a foot and a half. So how is everything going to play out with these severe weather risks? Well, we can show you if that pulls up. Boom, there we go. All right, so here is the future radar. Starting at midnight, not much going on across eastern Kentucky. We roll it to 6 o'clock. Showers and thunderstorms out near Bowling Green and down towards Cookeville and Nashville. Continuing to blossom. Approaching the I-75 corridor by 8 o'clock in the morning. London, look out between 8 and 9 o'clock. I think if we're going to see severe weather tomorrow morning, it's going to be between 8 and 9 o'clock. Then another round potentially, say 10-ish to 11ish. So two kind of brief severe weather threats as that front moves through. Could see the heavy rain, and then we're going to transition to scattered showers and thunderstorms on the backside of that low, lingering through Friday and into Saturday. I know we got Laurel County's graduation on Saturday. Pack the umbrella as you're heading down to the Corbin Arena. We will see rounds of showers and thunderstorms. So that is what we are expecting on the severe weather timing. Let's take a quick look at the specific threats. So this is the overall severe weather threat. Here's the map. Once again, it's a marginal risk. It's a 1 out of 5. This is not a huge deal, but we just wanted to make everybody aware. You'll notice the tornado risk, not even 2%. So very, very low chance. Remember back on the 16th, we were up in that 10 to 14 and on the border of that 15 to 29% chance. There is a small chance, 5 to 14% of damaging winds Friday morning and early afternoon, and in far eastern Kentucky, up in Pike County, a small probability of hail. So overall, this is not looking like a bad severe weather event, but it is enough to just go ahead and get everybody's attention. Now, while I got you here, probably curious about what's the forecast moving into the first week of June. Well, we can go ahead and show you that. There's the storms coming through tomorrow morning. Rain lingering on into Saturday as that low pressure rotates on out and heads up the East Coast. So a little northwest flow event. It's typical for us to see showers and storms this time of year from that. We should clear out on Sunday. Should start getting a little bit warmer. Monday looking nice and dry. High pressure right on top of us. Really starting to crank those temperatures Tuesday as that high slides east. Big cold front rolls in Wednesday, though, into Thursday. That's something we're going to have to keep our eye on. That one's a little concerning, seeing that strong of a cold front in early June. That can be a severe weather threat, and that front stalls out. That could turn into a flooding threat into next weekend. So that's something we'll have to keep a close eye on, and the pattern remains active going into that week before Father's Day. And you'll notice temperature is going to be kind of back and forth. We're cooler than average through the weekend. We warm things up a bit going into early next week, but really just close to where we should be, maybe slightly above. And then we see another little cool stretch there as the pattern remains active through the early portion of June. Here's the 10-day forecast according to the GFS model, and you'll see we should be in the low 80s this time of year for highs. We're not seeing much of that. We got a couple days where we'll likely go mid 80s next week, and again right around the beginning of that second week of June. But the overall pattern looking active and much cooler than normal. Now, I know a lot of folks are probably concerned about severe weather, questioning will I be able to live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last regular work day for a little bit, and then I've got some work next week to do at the school. But because tomorrow is a regular work day, not going to be able to live stream in the morning. I'll try to post updates when I can, but just wanted to make you aware of that. So have those EAS alarms turned on the phone. Have you a good app to get local storm information. Check out some of our local meteorologists, some of my friends, Chris Bailey and Jim Caldwell up at KYT, Eric Dean and Megan over at WYMT, all do a great job. So be sure to give them a watch in case things do end up breaking out tomorrow morning. But hopefully it won't be too bad. I don't think it's going to be a big severe weather threat, but obviously everybody's just very weather sensitive right now, and I wanted to make sure to just kind of calm everybody's fears and just give you my take on what I think is going to happen. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great Friday. Hopefully the storms won't be too bad. And if you're out at Laurel County's North or South's graduation on Saturday, come by and say hi. I'll be running camera and helping direct the live stream. So hope to see y'all, and stay safe, take care, stay weather aware. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.